I know I said we weren't going to make any brand new stripped down episodes until September, but when a local band like these guys come up to you and say, yeah, we'll learn some acoustic songs, we'll do it, you listen. This week on Stripped Down, the new Jacobin Club. Tonight on Stripped Down, Jay Sempko, Josh Palmer,
what are you doing?
Teresa Sokerka.
You, me, Robert Palmer.
Are we still on the air? Tonight's episode of Stripped Down was actually taped way back in the middle of July. It was supposed to be a Stripped Down summer special, however, there were a few technical issues. The band looks really creepy and their lyrics are incredibly disturbing, were two of the main ones. For that reason, we decided not to air it back in summer and to save it in the Halloween season. So here it is. Viewer discretion is advised, but it's a great hour of television. And man, my hair was a lot shorter back then. One of the best parts about doing this show is when a non-acoustic band comes into the Shaw Studios and does an acoustic set. We got a treat for you tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, put the women and children to bed. The new Jacobin Club.
I thought you were gone, you just played dead. Playtime's over, you heard what I said. You kissed me nothing, they just rake and burn. You're not underground yet now, but you'll soon wish you were. You can't say anything. Watch that pendulum sway. Watch that pendulum You can say anything. Watch that pendulum sway. You don't know anything. Watch that pendulum sway.
The new Jacobin Club in the Shaw Studios tonight. Take a seat, you guys. It might take some maneuvering, but we'll make this work. Got on live TV. Are we comfy? Welcome to the Shaw TV studios. Plain acoustic. This isn't what you usually get with you guys. Talk about the struggles, the trials and tribulations, putting together an acoustic set. Because I put the challenge out there. I said Stripped Down will take any act in Saskatoon or Saskatchewan or beyond. And I said, think you guys could do an acoustic set? Here we are. How hard is it to alter your music to an acoustic style?
It's
It's the hardest thing the band has done in how long?
a long time.
6 weeks at least.
6 weeks. Actually, it's not that it's hard to alter. It's we don't have a lot of stuff that we can alter into that. But it's there. It's just we had to look at everything and go, okay, that's not going to work. And so.
Yeah, we went through quite a few tracks trying to make certain songs work, and a lot of them don't. But we narrowed it down to a few that were usable.
They still don't work.
They still don't work, but I'm sure no one will notice.
I'll throw it right now. There is a shortage of mics tonight. So the drummer does not get to talk, but the show may...
Oh, we never let him talk.
we
Anyway.
may
He's not
talk a
allowed to
lot
talk,
about
that's
the
fine.
drummer, because it's kind of a swan song for him, right? The drummer's leaving the band.
Yes, he has much more interesting things to do than
I can't
this.
imagine it would be much more interesting than this. This may be the first ever publicly televised interview with you guys. Not the first one shot,
Yeah.
but maybe, possibly, knock on wood, the first one to air. What keeps you guys from getting on TV?
Not family oriented or something like that.
That's fair.
Over the years, there have been many different people in this group, and some people have been more into the, carrying on the theatrical aspect of it into everything, including
Is it theatrical aspect?
interviews and
Okay.
and sometimes that translates into stuff that's very entertaining, but not necessarily
Not to the viewership.
something you can air. So yeah.
Well, you guys picked up the challenge. Here we are on Stripped Down. Really, there's only been one episode of Stripped Down that has never aired, and that was due to some overzealous dancing and climbing around the set. So I don't know what to tell you guys. As long as nobody busts out and does that, we should probably get this to air. Any worries, anything you want to run by me before we get going? Yes or no's? Are we allowed to do this? Are we not allowed to do this?
I think we just played the worst song, so.
Okay. Sounded good to
But
me.
I was gonna belly dance, but I guess we're not doing that anymore.
No.
Not doing that, hey?
Yeah. Well, you told us about the dancing thing.
Yeah,
beforehand,
yeah.
Fair
so
enough.
we cut that out of it right away.
So saying goodbye to the drummer, hey?
Yeah.
I talk for him. I mean, that's where else.
He's
do you start
off
with that?
to merry old England to pursue. His musical career
Yep.
is going in other directions. He's fairly successful as a local DJ, and he's been doing also remixes for various groups that in the companies in the States that send stuff up, and he'll be doing that in England because they think. I mean, I don't even think it's just what he's doing. I think there's a lot of opportunities outside of
Fair
Saskatchewan and even
Yeah.
this country, because our economic situation here sometimes can't support the art, especially when it's something unusual.
Was it cutting into the new Jacobin time too? Was it time
I
for him
don't
to
think
go?
so.
No.
I think he's
I think we
he's
were-
juggled all his different personas incredibly well, and
Yeah.
we've been very lucky that he was able to do that at all. So, I think he's done everything at once.
Fantastic. I guess
yeah.
we can get the thumbs up or the thumbs down from the drummer if we need to rate him. How hard is it going to be to replace him? Because I'm going through the local scene in my head going, I don't know if Amber from Ultimate Power Duo could pull this off. I don't know if the guy with the handlebar mustache from Arms Up could pull this off. So is the hunt on for a new drummer?
The hardest part actually is finding somebody who can fit in with thematically with what we do. I mean, you need to be able to play varying styles and stuff to fit in with this group, and we do and the within the scope of what we do is actually funny enough is actually pretty broad. We do a lot of different kinds of stuff, and we aspire to do a lot of go outside of what we do on a usual basis. But a lot of the time, the hardest part is finding people that are into the actual show of what we do. That's people who can.
I say that's more important. I think at some point, I mean, this band's had quite in the last 10 years, and at some point, we have to say, okay, who's gonna be a part of this gang, and not just say I can do that.
Yeah.
Because you get people all the time that come up and say I can do that, or that's like I've had guys come and jam with us or something and say, well, that's easy. Like, well, yeah, that's not the point, though.
Yeah, that's not the point. Here's the makeup kit. Let's see what you got. That kind of thing.
Now
Exactly.
play in this.
Yeah, that's intense.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
How much does that thing weigh?
I don't know. I've never weighed it.
It's these are as sharp as they look.
Yes.
When we were on tour in Alberta, I actually
I don't know
cut
if I
my
want to hear the story.
live. I cut my arm open on
You
it.
better real blood.
Yeah, I've cut club owners and band members and
Yes, club owners. Yeah,
Promoters,
the guys got to
yeah.
pay us. They also on a good night you can skewer I think 4 beer cans onto each of these.
That is a good night.
Yeah.
Oh, now's your chance. I mean, you got an audience watching. What are you looking for in a drummer? Pitch it out real quick.
Boy,
Someone's watching at home going, yeah, I think I can do it. What are like the 4 key things you have to do to be a successful drummer in this band?
you have to want to. You have to want to at least look someone like him, I
Okay.
guess. We primarily this band has never come out and said we're a heavy metal band or we're a punk rock band or we're a gothic whatever
Okay.
band or industrial whatever. We've never come out and said any of those things. So we're looking for someone who plays drums, not someone who plays heavy metal or someone who
Okay.
plays punk rock or whatever. We're looking for a drummer who's interested in this, type of stage show, which actually, as of this summer, has started to get bigger and
To
weirder.
evolve,
Yeah,
is what I hear.
Yes.
It's actually probably a good time to join right now.
Yeah.
We're putting ourselves in a lot more danger than ever.
A lot
before
more
now.
danger. Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
I'm very nervous about that already. You're just, 6 inches away from that giant spike.
Well, I'm used to it. Yeah.
Well, there's occasional.
Well,
there's
we put
there's
the,
all sorts of stuff.
we said no to the smoke machine and the green lights just for the simple fact that it might not ventilate out of here and you might not be
Yeah.
able to see the rest of the interview, but I would have loved the challenge. We could have done it.
we're also looking for a few members for our occupational health and safety board
Okay.
for this band.
And we're missing
The
a member.
the wet towel holder to put out the stage when it catches fire.
Are we missing a member tonight too? There's kind of an on again,
Yes.
off again female member.
We do have a keyboard player who's, I wouldn't say on again, off again, but just not always available. I mean,
Okay.
there have been many times where a member is not available. I mean, 5 people, getting together
5
5
different
people,
lives.
5 people that'll do something like this is rare. And especially when everyone clicks and works well together.
Yeah.
And we've worked around members being unavailable or not always around, and the keyboard player. Miss Arkham has been one of them, and when she's around, we've toured with her, and she plays in town with us, but she does live and work out of town now, so that's why she's not here tonight.
And this band goes back a decade, if not more.
More, yeah.
Was the drummer Jeff one of the originals?
We have an awesome story about that.
I want to hear it. That's
Okay.
what the show's all about.
This is, yeah.
We're peeling back the layers.
And this band started in 1995, and our first show would have been a New Year's show at this big warehouse on 51st Street that had all these bands come play all the time.
Okay.
And the drummer, it was me and the drummer. We were the 2 guys that started the band, and
This drummer?
No,
Okay.
I'm getting
different
to
drummer.
him.
Sorry.
and he part of the kind of theatrical part of the band was, or the theme was kind of mostly his idea at the time, and he didn't want to play drums though. He wanted to play bass. So he said, "I know a guy that'll play drums," and it turned out to be Jeff, Mr. Eclipse here. Although I didn't know him at the time. He asked him to play, gave him a tape, and he said, "No, you guys are so terrible. I could never play with you guys." So he said, "No, if that's what you sound like, I don't want to play with you." And then, lo and behold, like years later, I actually started working at a record store. He was working there, and our drummer had, at the time, had officially said, will be leaving. I will play with you until you find another drummer." And he came and jammed with us, and it was awesome. And then later on, he pointed out to me that it was him those few years back that refused to play with us because we sucked so bad.
All right. I want to do an audio experiment here, okay, Ian? Sorry to throw this at you. Everybody who's mic'd, be really quiet. I'm going to hold my hand up. Nobody say anything, and I want to give Jeff 2 minutes to say his thoughts on leaving the band. So he's going to wrap our mics, and then we're going to pick up Jeff talking, okay? Thoughts on leaving the band?
I'm gonna miss it. This has been a really, really interesting experience over the years, and we've toured all place and we've played with some amazing big acts that I've never thought I'd ever end up playing with, and I've learned a lot. I mean, our lead singer Xerxes is also an amazing drummer, and it's pretty humbling playing in a band with him. And these guys have all been really good friends and bandmates and everything like that. And I'm gonna miss it. It's gonna be if I ever come back, I hope there's still a place for me.
All right. I hope the mics are back to normal. Well said. Yeah, it's a little sad. I feel like we're saying goodbye to a good Saskatite here, a good Walter Murray graduate. This guy actually graduated not with me, but the year after, which makes him really, really young.
For me, it's personally too. I joined around the same time as he did, and so this is going to be odd for me because I'm only used to playing in this band with Jeff essentially, and the two records we've done are they're he's such an important part of them in my mind. Was one of the people that plays in this band with me, so this is going to be very odd for me.
And I know Jeff's a master networker, so I'm sure he's already made connections across seas. And once he's there, do you think he may be like, well, I could probably get a pretty good opening act?
Oh,
no?
yeah.
Maybe? Yeah? Get you guys across seas? Okay. So
Oh,
what are we going to hear tonight? 10 years, new stuff, old stuff?
We're actually going to play a whole, almost something from every period of this band, except for maybe the 90s. So we're doing something.
90s weren't good to you?
No. I mean, like the kind of when this band started out, it was very typically like people say, well, like they draw that, the almighty comparison to that the one band that everyone compares us to, the Misfits, and I don't think we sound anything like that. But in the 90s, we were kind of in that punk rock kind of crowd.
Okay.
And now, I mean, we could not play at a show full of punk rock bands without getting stuff thrown at us, because it's, and likewise the heavy metal bands you guys aren't really metal. But anyways, we're going to play we've been able to use songs we've written over the last 8 years. It's not recent stuff, it's not just old stuff, it's a whole bunch of stuff.
Well, we're well into the hour, having a good time tonight. I guess this is like the stripped down summer special. I didn't think it was going to happen. Like I mentioned before on the intro, we were going to not make any new stripped downs until we relaunched in September, but when I heard you guys were game, and it was one of the last chances to get Jeff Prankev here, it was like, yes, we got to do this. There will be a lot of talking tonight, a lot more dialogue, because you guys only managed to convert 5 songs, but that's going to be enough. We're going to get to another song right away. I'll give you a chance to get set up. After that, we're going to take a commercial break and come back, but what are we going to hear next?
We're going to play something that was off our newest album.
Okay.
And
we can talk while you guys are getting set up. We'll slide the mic back in here, too. Keep promoting it.
This is the cool thing about this song is we actually, when I first showed it to the band, I played it the way that we're going to play it acoustically, but we never ended up playing it that way when we played it for the CD. So all the little pretty guitar parts and stuff in it were in there when I wrote it, and then when it turned into a more hard rocking song, that stuff was all gone. But now it's kind of back the way it was, so it's actually kind of cool that way.
Take it away.
Fun to play.
Once a lifetime comes a man, proclaimer of life. He knows your trespasses, you know he is right. Look to the sky in the east as I praise a vision of light that took my soul away. Dark serpent of destiny, can you handle the truth? Mother Russia owes her debt to me. I will harbor your pain. Nobles and sinners and drunkards in awe to me, and I give them new law. So then, my child, you must sin, so you see, without sins to forgive, you'll never be free. Dark servant of destiny, can you handle the truth? dying, a man hard to kill. Heed my words now, with the breath that I have still. Poisoned and shot and then thrown in a sack. No nobles in Russia, they're never coming back. Dark servant of destiny, can you handle the truth? Mother Russia owes her debt to me. I will harbor your pain. The dark servant of destiny. The dark servant of destiny. Dark servant of destiny. I will harbor your pain.
The new Jacobin Club here in the Shaw Studios. Tonight you're watching Stripped Down. We have to take our very first commercial break, but stick around because after this, oh boy, we're going to play 3 Degrees of Josh Palmer. More Stripped Down right after this.
Don't touch that dial. More Stripped Down after this.
Voted Best Clothing Store for 2006-2007, Ultimo Euromoda features high-speed fashion such as Belle Staff and J. Lindenberg. Ultimo doesn't follow the trends, they introduce them.
Providing a wide range of instruments under one roof, Mother's Music has been operating out of Saskatoon for 17 years. With music lessons, instrument rentals, and in-store financing, Mother's Music will fill your local music needs. Escape Sports. Longboarding, freeline skating, kiteboarding, extra cycling, sidewalk surfers, Heelys, low-key jackets. Escape Sports, 339 Avenue A South, escapesports.ca. Watching Stripped Down, the new Jacobin Club in the Shaw Studios tonight. I'm saying it right?
Yes.
Jacobin, after I butchered it
Do you
a
have
few
it
times.
phonetically written out there?
Yeah, I do. Jacobin. I butchered it the first couple times, and Jeff called me on it. He's like, didn't you pay attention in history in high school? No. Not even a little bit. I want to talk about the history of what Jacobin is, because apparently I don't know, so I'm guessing a lot of people don't. Few crew updates real quick. I wonder if we can get a shot of her. LCDC, Laura Churchill back, finally. She was one of the hard off the bat. She left after episode 3. Must be kind of a drastic shift, hey, Laura? You left when we had Ash Jones. You came back to the new Jacobin Club. It's like a whole new show. Jennifer Juba, it's her birthday. We can't get a shot of her because she's in the control room. But Tessa Hinz missing her very first show. Jennifer Juba sliding in on her birthday of all times to do some switching. It's looking fantastic. And that's the crew updates. I might get you to play a little happy birthday to Jen later on. I don't know if we can pull that off. We'll see.
You can do it.
This guy can do it? Okay. We'll cue that up a little later. Really quickly, what is the Jacobin Club? What is the old one? Is there an old one? Mm-hmm. I didn't pay attention in history. I'm not going to lie at all. Hit us with the band name real quick if I can be a textbook band reporter. So how did your band get the name?
It's the first organized left-wing political it was the first left-wing political organization that it was the reason for the French Revolution.
Okay.
And they were pretty vicious. That's just kind of the theme of this band.
Pretty vicious?
Well, no, thematically speaking, I mean, we sing a lot of historical fiction and historical fantasy sort of things, and our kind of slant, or my songwriting slant, anyways, for a while has been, all these catastrophic historical events, like social historical events, are always kind of. I know this is sounding really bad.
No, go ahead.
That this is a fictitious kind of group of beings that are stand behind all these catastrophic events, and a lot of the songs are written from the point of view of these eternal beings that are watching humanity kind of do really nasty things over and over and over again.
So are you guys a political band or not? Not really? Kind of?
I don't mind saying I think we are,
Okay.
but nobody that's into politics and music would ever look at us and give us the time of day on
Fair
that.
enough.
You know? So, yeah.
The Jacobins also invented soufflés
And the guillotine.
There you
Or
go.
they were the first to really use it well.
and soufflés.
It's funny the word vicious came up because that guy right there and myself used to play on a floor hockey team called Vicious and Delicious. We went to the High Voltage Classic, got wiped out. But I remember this guy had like the greatest goalie save in the history of goalie saves. I'll go on record and say it was the greatest save in the history of hockey. Anyways, okay, let's come out of that. Not kind of a political band, and you said people won't give you the time of day.
Well, it's because we're not singing about
I realize
current social situations. We're creating, you know, they're big social situations. You know, like our second full length album was a lot about, you know, kind of, you know, the working, the sub working class. You know, but from a medieval point of view, Retake the Throne was kind of about, you know, partially the French Revolution and things like that. Even though it sounds ridiculous and epic, it actually there were historical events being sung about on that album.
I know you guys are all fantastic musicians. Is there ever the desire to you know, tone the gimmick down and try to come across more serious, or do you do it for that purpose where if people don't really understand, you don't want them as fans?
Well, you know what? We've discussed it quite a few times. Not toning it down, but we've discussed the possibility of, well, even for like a show like this, of what we're going to do about how far we're going to go with the stage show and everything like that. And fact of the matter is that for the most part, we can't get away musically doing what we do without it being a complete experience, like visual as well.
Okay.
And this band is definitely at its best when we're not just when it's, you know, the artwork surrounding the band, the full live show, and everything like that, and everything. Each of these mediums feeds off of one another, and we're at our strongest when we're doing all at once. Because to do what we do, especially it's kind of hard to tell from the acoustic set, but what we do when we play a live show, the songs we play and everything like that, they come off at their best when being covering an audience in blood and having people juggling fire and stuff like that. It makes a lot more sense that way. If we were just in street clothes a lot of the time, it
wouldn't work.
It just wouldn't. No.
I also think actually something you said about, you know, like you know, being taken seriously as a better musician or something. That's part of the problem. And that's something we discussed once too. Is that if we all of a sudden said, okay, now we want you to really take us seriously. Yeah, if someone's going to say, yeah, well, see, they just changed their whole angle just you know because now they think they're something special. But I think it's something special without changing it. We don't have to, you know, do something to be taken seriously in order for someone to say, hey, that's a good song, or I like their music. Even, you know, with, you know, some people will give us attention because of our stage show or because of the way we look or whatever, and then some people will do the just opposite, say, yeah, they're really weird, but I like their music or something, and hopefully we don't want to mess with that.
Fair enough. Do you worry about alienating fans though? Like,
not anymore.
No? You did at first though? Was that an issue for a while, or? Because I'm looking at you guys, and you guys are telling me, you know, your live shows are pretty hardcore. And if I have a teenage daughter, because you guys do all ages shows, am I correct?
We do.
We do, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
we get a lot of years for not doing them, actually, if
Yeah.
we go for a long time without doing one in town here.
Without really researching the band, if I just looked at you guys, I thought, yeah, I probably wouldn't let my teenage daughter go see you guys.
Well, the stuff that we can get away with in a bar is not, and you know, I've thought long and hard about that, is not probably what we're going to try and get away with in front of kids. And, you know, like there's people in this group who actually are, you know, music teachers, you know. So I
want to get into day jobs.
We're around
that
kids
a little later.
Yeah.
I do want to get into day jobs, but I teased it before the first break. Let's play it. Let's play the 3 Degrees of Josh Palmer with the new Jacobin Club. This, of course, is kind of like the Kevin Bacon thing. We didn't have Josh Palmer on until the second last episode of the former season 0.5 of Stripped Down, and every single week the artists came on and talked about Josh Palmer, but again, he never actually came on until right down the wire. So we started playing 3 Degrees of Josh Palmer. I'm guessing at least one of you can do it. Did you either play directly with Josh Palmer or work with him, or play with someone who played with him, or played with someone who played with someone who worked directly with Josh Palmer? Can we do it in 3?
Oh,
I don't know who's played with.
Yeah, no?
Outside-
Have you worked directly with him?
Well, not playing.
But
I think he did sound for us once.
Oh,
'Cause
he's-
There it is.
Yeah.
See, that's all we need.
Oh,
It's the
really?
1
Okay,
degree.
that counts?
Oh, yeah,
Okay, there you
absolutely.
go. Okay, there you
Oh.
go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he did he?
Well, I know he
Or
did.
was he just
he
there?
did sound. Well, he did
Twice.
sound. Yeah, he did sound for us, and I know he did sound for Adeline as well. So
He for sure borrowed sound equipment from me for recording once.
There it is.
That counts.
We talked to Kim Fontaine, and she was like, I did his artwork. It's like, huh. Josh Palmer references left and right. You want to talk albums? How's the band progressed in the last 10, 12 years? You've got a handful of albums out.
a great deal.
Yeah.
Musically, I'd say like.
Oh, yeah.
I think, in my opinion, from the standpoint of somebody who hasn't been with the band since its inception,
Before he goes on, I want to point out that he's been in the band. He always mentions to people that he hasn't been in the band since it started, but he's been in the band longer than anyone right now. Not even Jeff, Jeff just by a bit, but still, like this band really, the way it is now goes back to when the first album came out, and it just so happened that the group that toured to support that album wasn't the exact group that played on it. So that's when this band started, and that's when we could have elected to maybe change a name or something. But I thought, why? Because we're touring for this album, and so we just kept the name. And then when we did another one, it was this group that did it. So, sorry, man.
Oh, it's no problem. No, I think that from an outsider standpoint, I can say that I think that these songs you can tell that they're coming from the same source a lot of the time. Like I think that a song that he's written from off of one of the old like cassette only albums or one something like that, which there are quite a few, very collectible. That tell that they come from the same like writing sources, something off of our latest album, Wicked City. I think that there's a lot of consistency in that regard to the whole like catalog of stuff. There's a lot of which isn't available at all anymore, but I do think that with every record we've done since like the rest of us have joined and everything like that, even like it changes and I think gets better with each passing one. We're more comfortable working with each other and everything like
even
that.
when we do we recently, like in the last couple years when we were touring for the newest album, we'd actually played more cover songs, or we knew more cover songs than we'd ever known before. And we didn't plan to do that, it just sort of happened. And I thought the coolest thing about it was that no matter what we played, it still sounded like us. Like we could play, and a lot of people notice that too, because we're actually particular about like, the sound, the sounds of instrumentation, and but this is the keyboard sound that we usually use, and this is that sort of thing, and we actually, the band has a sound to it, no matter what we do, it, like he said, it sounds like it had the same source, and I think there's our identity there.
I really wish we could legally do covers on the show, because I understand Sawyer Brown's band were the last people that possibly rented that drum kit.
I believe Sawyer Brown's band
would have loved to hear
used that
some
drum
Sawyer
kit.
Brown,
Yeah.
Sawyer Brown covers
lost
from you
a
guys.
whole bunch of pieces.
And lost a bunch of stuff.
Oh, that's Sawyer Brown for you.
So
He's hardcore.
we're out
Yeah.
looking for him.
Awesome. That's where the top 2 toms went. Sawyer Brown's rocking those right now, laughing at Saskatoon. Okay, we need to get to more music. The first song, let's talk about this while we get set up. What was the first song about? The song before the break, sorry.
The first song was called Pendulum Swing.
Oh,
I think Mr. Swarm should talk about it.
That was a track off of our Retake the Throne record, which was the first record I played on with the band, and that was actually about not the original story, The Pit and the Pendulum by Edgar Allan Poe, but the adaptation starring Vincent Price.
We really like Vincent Price.
We really like Vincent Price a lot. I think how many songs based on Vincent Price movies?
Not as many as some other fellows.
It should be.
Yeah.
What are we going to hear right now?
Oh, yeah, we do. The first track on Wicked City.
Haha.
What are we going to hear right now?
Right now we're going to hear actually a song that's interesting because we wrote it before. We wrote it with the same group that recorded the Retake the Throne album, and I wrote the music for it. And a friend of mine who's been in a zillion bands in the city, who also played lead guitar for us for a period of time, wrote all the lyrics to it. And it's a little more kind of trashy, rocky sort of thing than we usually do. And it actually, for some weird reason, sounds really good as an acoustic song called Alive Again. We're going to do that one.
Let's do it.
After the service at the funeral pyre, take me out and hook me up to the wires. 'Cause I'm alive again, I'm alive again for you. I'm alive again, I'm alive again for you. I'm alive again, back from the dead. I've been resurrected, I feel so empty. Alive again, I'm alive again for you. 'Cause I'm alive again, I'm alive again for you. I'm alive again, I'm alive again for you. I'm alive again, back from the dead. I've been resurrected, I feel so connected. Alive again, I'm alive again for you. Like I said, I'm back from the grave. Now I'm here to make you my slave. 'Cause I'm alive again, I'm alive again for you. I'm alive again, I'm alive again for you. I'm alive again from the dead. I've been resurrected, I feel so connected. Alive again, I'm alive again for you.
The new Jacobin Club in the Shaw TV studios tonight, the new acoustic version of them. We have to take another commercial break. When we come back, I want to talk Halloween with these guys. I'm just curious to know what they do when Halloween comes around. So that's coming up. Stay tuned. We're stripped down right after this.
More stripped down after this.
He's big, he's bold, he's a polar bear. And as much as we wouldn't want to run into him face to face, we also wouldn't want to see anything threaten his existence. Hard to believe an animal this big needs our help. But even though the polar bears live far away in the remote Arctic, we are having a negative impact on their lives. Our pollutants travel the oceans and atmosphere and enter their food chain. Plus, climate change is causing the ice they live on to melt earlier each spring. This makes it more difficult for the bears to catch their prey. If you're wondering how you can help, simple things like riding your bike, walking, or taking the bus instead of driving will do a lot for our environment and the polar bears. But that's just a start. If you go to hww.ca, you can learn more about polar bears and find ideas on how to help protect Canada's wildlife. That's hww.ca.
Voted best clothing store for 2006-2007, Ultimo Euromoda features high-speed fashion such as Belstaff and J. Lindenberg. Ultimo doesn't follow the trends, they introduce them.
Rolco Radio in Saskatoon. C95, Rock 102, and News Talk 650 are proud supporters of Saskatoon's local music scene, including Shaw's Stripped Down. Escape Sports. Longboarding, freeline skating, kiteboarding, extra cycling, sidewalk surfers, Heelys, low-key jackets. Escape Sports, 339 Avenue A South, escapesports.ca. Providing a wide range of instruments under one roof, Mother's Music has been operating out of Saskatoon for 17 years. With music lessons, instrument rentals, and in-store financing, Mother's Music will fill your local music needs. Watching Stripped Down, the new Jacobin Club here in the Shaw TV studios. We're having a lot of fun, but yes, as I alluded to before, it is Double J, Jennifer Juba's birthday. Jen, when your last birthday came, did you think 1 year from now I'm going to be celebrating my birthday with these guys?
Yes,
you're gonna get this version of Happy Birthday.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, man, next year, new Jacobin Club.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's gonna go down.
All right, are we gonna do a little Happy Birthday? We need to remove you, Jen. You need to go back and do your job. We're gearing up for another song. What are we going to hear this time, guys?
I'd like to hear Happy Birthday again myself.
That
was pretty wicked. That's the best you're going to hear all night.
Straight into some more music.
Right. Which one are we playing again?
We're playing Hallowed Halls. This is from the first full-length CD we did.
What was it like to win the war? How did it feel to settle the score? You thought it high time for revenge, but in silence, nevermore, nevermore. Satan gave you daddy, it's the way, the means to vent your pure outrage. Now you're done in. Don't you wish you could have waited to see? Maybe you were just like me. I hope you're right. Black mark with hate, your soul got tell. We shed not a tear for you, but in silence, nevermore, nevermore. Satan gave you daddy, it's the way, the means to vent your pure outrage. And now you're done and don't you wish you could have waited to see? Maybe I was just like you. Satan gave you daddies, it's a way, the means to vent your pure outrage. And now you've done it, don't you wish you could have waited out to see? Maybe I was just like you. Ha.
You were watching Stripped Down, and if you missed it, we played Happy Birthday to Jennifer Juba, and we were going to present you with this. That was going to have your name written on, Jen. But can't really write with icing. It was a little bit of a mess. But anyways, we got to take our last commercial break. We wrap things up with Stripped Down right after this.
Voted best clothing store for 2006-2007, Ultimo Euromoda features high-speed fashion such as Bell and J. Lindenberg. Ultimo doesn't follow the trends, they introduce them.
Ralco Radio in Saskatoon. C95, Rock 102, and News Talk 650 are proud supporters of Saskatoon's local music scene, including Shaw's Stripped Down. Escape Sports. Longboarding, freeline skating, kiteboarding, extra cycling, sidewalk surfers, Heelys, low-key jackets. Escape Sports, 339 Avenue A South, escapesports.ca. Providing a wide range of instruments under one roof, Mother's Music has been operating out of Saskatoon for 17 years. With music lessons, instrument rentals, and in-store financing, Mother's Music will fill your local music needs.
Introducing Wing Street in 7 flavors, from honey barbecue to spicy barbecue, delivered to your door by Pizza Hut. Wing Street, you've been warned.
Providing a wide range of instruments under one roof, Mother's Music has been operating out of Saskatoon for 17 years. With music lessons, instrument rentals, and in-store financing, Mother's Music will fill your local music needs. Ralco Radio in Saskatoon. C95, Rock 102, and News Talk 650 are proud supporters of Saskatoon's local music scene, including Shaw's Stripped Down.
You're watching Stripped Down. Check it out, the new Jacobin Club. Right there in the Shaw Studios tonight. We've been having a lot of fun. Before the break, 2 breaks ago actually, I alluded to, I wanted to talk about Halloween. What do you guys do? What possibly can you do for Halloween? Because here's what I was thinking. I don't know if you've done this or not, but if you have a Halloween show, you should totally dress up like nerds. That's when you should do the whole 180.
We just stay at home and watch Gilmore Girls.
I meant Halloween, not just daily.
Oh. I like Coronation Street.
Okay.
That's sick.
Do you guys have like epic shows around that time, or is it just kind of just another day? Is every day Halloween for you guys?
No, it just seems that more people want us to play. That's the only difference.
That's good. Can't beat that.
Yeah.
That's it? No crazy Halloween stories?
Well, we have crazy stories, but they don't
translate well to
Halloween.
Shaw. Okay.
Well, yeah.
Fair enough. Did you end up playing the Roxy on the May 24th? It may be a stretch before we're able to hit that stage again. Seems like you were preparing to have a wild night that night.
I don't recall. On the 26th of this month.
24th of May,
We've played
I
since
believe.
then.
Okay. So it couldn't have gone that bad.
That was the last.
That shocking. It seems like
That's
you guys
the one
were
with the rockabilly band.
Oh, yeah.
Seems like you guys were gearing up to have kind of a crazy night.
We did.
Yeah.
We did our first. We've been trying to combine all these different types of theatrical media into one show, and we did that in July. That show in May was not one we were planning to do. We were asked to do it.
Okay.
But then in July, we were able to do our entire circus of chaos on stage,
Okay.
and that was at Amigos actually.
Oh, okay.
And we pulled that off rather well, and we had lots of groups on stage with us. It was a freak show, and the fire wielders and the burlesque girls, and Adeline was there as well, and that was what we were talking about being able to eventually do.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You are gearing up for actually an acoustic show. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Later in August, and that's going to be after Jeff's gone. Is that going to be like the first post-Jeff show, or is he going to be around for that?
No, Jeff will not be around, but this particular show, the fellow we're opening for, does not use a full band anyways, so it's more appropriate to not have a full electric band or drummer on stage anyway. This is actually, we'll be playing with Voltaire, who is a gothic rock icon of sorts from New York, and he's only doing, I think, 2 or 3 Canadian dates on this tour, and one of them happens to be in Saskatoon because Chase Walker's nightclub went way out of his way to bring him in. So,
and that's August 20th.
August 20th at Walker's nightclub. Yeah.
What's your favorite venue? I mean, or first of all, what show are they going to get at Walker's? Is it in all ages, or is it going to be like cover your eyes?
It won't be all ages.
Okay.
I don't think, because it's too. When something's pricey to put on, you either put it on at a theater or arena or something, or you got to make it 19 plus to make money off of.
So is it fair to say that's going to be a chance to see you guys at your best, as you talked about before? A non-all ages
It'll
show?
be like now, but maybe a little better.
Okay.
It'll be well, I don't know how many times we're going to be doing this necessarily. Like it'll be a show to see, especially if you're a fan of the band. It's going to be an important show, because we've actually been talking about doing this like for, I think, almost 5 years. I think
we did actually talk about doing this
quite
before,
a while ago. Cool. We just never got around to it. So I think it's
As I alluded to before, again, not a lot of bands like this in Saskatoon. You guys have been around for a long time. Were you kind of innovators here in the local scene? Bringing this, have you seen other people attempt this, kind of come and go over the years?
Yeah.
Yeah?
A few, but they're usually just around for like
and how does that
a season.
How does that make you feel?
I don't know.
You guys kicking it? Like,
not.
Are you flattered, or are you like, what are you doing?
We've had bands email us and say, can I get the tab for that song or something, or we want to play your song live or something like that. So yeah, that's flattering actually. That's that's pretty cool. Or getting guys that want to have you play, like, actually there was one Halloween, I believe, that we actually were not playing, and a band that kind of had this that spooky punk rock kind of thing going. They actually asked me to sing 2 songs with them at Halloween, and I did it. I had no problem doing it. It was fun, and so yeah, there are bands out there that I think.
What's the best way for the viewers to keep up to date on all the new Jacobin Club gossip, info? Where can they go to see where you're playing next, that kind of thing?
Where everyone does.
And that is?
Interweb.
Yeah,
www.newjack.com.
That?
Even better.
There it is, we'll bring it up.
Our MySpace, which is, you can guess, myspace.com/New Jacobin Club. That's probably more up to date than the website.
Okay.
I would think, but yeah.
Well, we're pretty much out of time. We got to get one more song in. But you guys have fun tonight. Again, I thank you for playing a little bit out of your element. I mean, you guys are usually rock it acoustic, and I think you sounded great. Thoughts on tonight? You guys have fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're jamming our way through some of this.
Yeah.
Oh no, I mean, people are gonna realize that this isn't really your usual bag. So, what are we ending the show with, guys?
We're gonna play My Abyss, which is another earlier when we were saying we have some very different types of stuff, and this is a very different song, and we don't even usually play this live at all, but it was on the Wicked City album, and this is a perfect situation to play this song. So this actually will be interesting. All
right, I'll let you guys set up. We'll just say a huge thank you to our sponsors, Ultimaru Yuramoto, Mother's Music, and Ralco. Again, Stripped Down, didn't expect to do this tonight. We're going to start again in September with all brand new shows, but who knows? Maybe we'll do one next week. Maybe we'll do 5 in August. You can never tell with Stripped Down. For the last time tonight, ladies and gentlemen, the new Jacobin Club.
that you're not one with your mind. Oh, pull me out of this, my friend. I'll pull you into my abyss. Do you want love? Do you want to meet with me? And if you want, I can show you. To need is to believe, to believe. Welcome to my abyss. You somehow thought it would never feel like this. Oh, call on me just one more time. A destiny not yours to find. Do you want love? Do you want with me? And if you want love, I can show you. Is to believe. And if you want love, I'll show you. Meet with me at home. If you want love, I'll show you. Scream with me at home.